Being recorded.
Welcome back to the show. Reed back from fucking Disneyland. Oh my God, I just cussed within the first 10 seconds.
Yep, 10 seconds.
That's when you know it's gonna be. It's when you know it's gonna be a hot episode. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna be on fire, as they say.
Yeah. Got a new microphone. You know, we're making moves on this podcast. You know, we're bringing in a lot of dough. So you know, I'm putting that dough back in.
Every penny counts.
We're broke.
We're not doing too good.
Yeah. You know, this pandemic, man.
You
know, the economy. I had a few poor investments in the stock market. You know, it's just... Do you know anything about the stock market?
Absolutely not. I tried one night and I said, nope, too much for me.
I don't know a damn thing. The amount I know, I feel like I should know something because I'm a business major. The amount I know about the stock market, it's like a little kid learning the ABCs. I don't know any of it. All I know is that it goes up and down and it's a big line. Yeah, that's all I know.
It's like, I've always wanted to invest in something, but then like, I don't know what I'm going to do or I don't know how. And it's just, then I'm like, you know what? It's too complicated.
Yeah, the amount, and then what's with people who, is it like a thing? If you invest in the stock market, you got to get other people to invest too. You got to always ask your friend, hey buddy, you should really invest.
It's a weird
pyramid scheme is what it is.
Entrepreneur type mentality where it's like, you want to show you're doing good. It's like, ooh, stocks are booming. I'm doing good. I'm investing in stuff.
There's literally people in this world that only do that. That's their living.
Yeah.
And they make lots of money. How ridiculous is that? You sit in front of a
they're doing
computer.
On the side too.
That's my thing. You know, you don't make that money just being a little clean. You know, there's a few shady investments with a Russia or something, or China.
Yeah, you're definitely. What is it called? I just learned a term from the stock market, and it's when you buy so much of the company that you try to move the original owners out of it because you own so much. It probably sounds really uneducated the way I just explained it, but it's something like that. And I was like, that's a thing? People do that and it's against the law?
What you just described sounds like an ultimate power move, like an ultimate alpha move. Like, I'm going to buy so much that you're literally not going to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah, you don't even matter anymore.
That is,
stocks
that's
get really tricky after a while.
Yeah, see, I have no idea. I mean, I've never... Did you have that class in high school? Because we took Gov.
Where you did the stocks.
Yeah. See, I didn't do it.
What?
Yeah, because, like, you know, I knew the teacher pretty well. And I was like,
you talked your way out of it?
Yeah, but no,
Listen, am I ever going to use stocks in my life?
Yeah, honestly. What I did, though, I used it, but, like, what I did was I was like, all I thought of was I'll just put all my money on Apple. I was like, Apple's pretty famous, isn't it? And so I was like, all right, all my stuff right there.
Yeah, I went on a website and invested all the stocks that it said to look at. Like it said the stocks that are on like the rise, and I just invested all of the money into those, and I somehow got third place, and it made it look like I was like really good with the stock market, but I had no idea what I was doing.
All of a sudden, you're coming back to school with a cigar, maybe a top hat, you know.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I was taking it serious. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like trading stocks, so I was buying stuff. I was like, if this was real money, I would have been broke by now because I would have just been throwing money everywhere.
Oh yeah. No, I even tried to do it on Grand Theft Auto 5 because you can do the stocks on your phone.
Market.
And I was like, yo, I wanted to buy like the golf course, and it's like a lot of money. And I was like, okay, I looked up on Google. I was like, how do I do the stocks on GTA? I was like, what should I invest in? And dude, there's hour-long videos of like the stocks on GTA 5.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, I tried to get into it for Grand Theft Auto, and I was like, that's just too much work in a game that's inside of a game.
Yeah, I know.
Games at that point.
Look, we already live in our parents' basement, and we're 21. You know, we don't want to add that. We're spending money in a game. A game, you know.
I gotta stress over a fake stock market too. Like, it doesn't work out.
Yeah. But you just got back from Disneyland.
Yeah, that was actually.
What do they call it? The happiest place on earth, I think.
Like don't get it confused with Disney World. Their slogan is the most magical place on earth. Can't get those two mixed up.
Disney World. Where's Disney World? That's somewhere
Florida.
Down east, right? Or never? Yeah, east.
Yeah,
Hey,
Florida, Orlando, Florida.
see, I've been to Disneyland a
Hmm.
long time ago. I was like 6 probably the last time I went.
Yeah, you
But
used to live down
how
there,
was it?
didn't you?
How what? Yeah, yeah. How was it?
It was actually pretty good. I wasn't sure how it was going to be due to still the lingering
The
of
pandemic.
yeah the pandemic, but it was actually pretty good. I was kind of bummed because you had to wear a mask outside, which was fine. They were kind of lenient with the rules or whatever.
Yeah.
The next day, the day we were leaving, they decided to lift it for the being
Oh,
outside. They were like, "Yeah, yeah, you can lift it, like if you're vaccinated, whatever." And I was like, "Ah, damn!"
yeah.
But I did.
Did you feast?
Oh, I feasted a lot. I probably
How
gained
much money did
pounds.
that cost you though on food though?
Oh, dude, I tried. I tried to kind of be smart with what I bought, but we had a couple like dinner reservations at nice restaurants, and
Oh boy,
those added up. Those added up. I
that's where
did
they
see
get you.
something. I did see something very interesting outside of the parks.
Okay.
So the place that we were at, like the hotel, it was kind of on the outskirts of basically like the main road where Disneyland is. And if you go to the outskirts, it gets pretty sketchy. There's a lot of homeless people and tweakers.
Yeah.
And I had a usually they don't do anything. Like every once in a while there'll be like a homeless lady yelling at a family or whatever. But it's one morning. It was a nice peaceful morning. I was the only one walking down walking down the block to get to Disneyland. All of a sudden, this lady comes by and she's messed up on something. Like at
Okay.
first I thought it was like, okay, she's homeless. She comes around the corner, hits the straightaway, all of a sudden hits the straightaway screaming.
Oh
Like
boy.
she had a good 10 seconds of her screaming, runs directly into a pole, just goes over the handlebars, spills soda all over herself. And so I'm the only one there. I witnessed it. So I go, "Oh, are you okay?" I go up to her and she just starts going off on me. Like, do I look okay? Does anybody who ever runs into a pole looks okay? And this is what I'm going to ask you. Am I in the wrong? Because I said, no, you don't look okay. And I walked away while she was on the ground going, oh,
No.
God.
No, you did
I
the
tried
right
to
thing.
help. I tried
I
to
would have
help.
done worse. Yes, yes.
I was
You
like,
put yourself out there and she just
yeah.
shoots you down.
I was like, let me help this lady up. The lady was like completely freaking out on me. And I was like, you know what? It's your problem. I was going to give you
Hell
some
yeah.
napkins. I was going to help you clean up this mess. Nope. It's your problem now. I walked down the block, turned around, and she was still on the ground. So I don't know what happened to her, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, see,
couldn't move.
I would have probably, yeah. You were, I would have done the same thing. Oh, you okay? Can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
But listen, if you have a big spill on a bicycle
Mm-hmm.
or a or you're on a run and you fall and someone comes up to help you, just because you embarrassed yourself doesn't mean you
Mm-hmm.
need to blow up on me and trying to help you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And this lady had time to move, but there was like a good 10 seconds that she was going full speed at the pole. She could have
Yeah.
swerved out. She just full on went flying into it, screaming, hit it,
No
spilled
helmet.
soda all over. No.
Yeah, no helmet.
And I sat there for a minute questioning if this actually really happened because I was like still tired.
Yeah,
And yeah, it was a mess of a situation, so I just walked away.
I've had a similar thing. Like I've talked about how poor I am on a bicycle, but I had a situation. I was when I was living in my old house in Nevada City. I, I was in my early training days where I was going on runs like
Oh yeah.
Rocky, and I was running downtown. And I'm running, and I remember there's a school bus next to me, and I kind of looked to my right, and I saw someone. I was like, "What's up, guys?" And I'm on a run, and I turned directly into the telephone pole, full speed. Just
Oh.
and the guys in the bus were just, "Oh!" And I was just sitting there. I was like, "Oh, that really hurt."
It's a
Walk,
real embarrassing thing when you get
yeah,
caught off guard like that.
or like just falling in public in general. I've
Oh
fallen
yeah.
plenty of times,
Oh yeah.
and now I'm just kind of immune to it. I'm like, yeah, I think it's funny now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it's one of those things where either way you're gonna look bad. So just brush it off, get up, brush it off, pretend it didn't happen, and keep on going.
The ones that are the funniest though, it sounds mean, but when like the older people kind of fall, just how long it takes for them to get up.
Oh, dude.
They have to sit there, and it's like always they're slouched, and they got to like collect themselves. Or like, and that's like a 5-minute process to get their mind wrapped around. Like, okay, I got to get back up.
Yeah, and then another thing was situation with this lady. She was still yelling at me going down the road. So my thing was, she trying to set me up, make it look like I pushed her over or something. So
Trying to get some comp.
I just booked it on out of there.
Hell yeah, I would have done it. I would have probably took her bike. Honestly, I'll be honest.
Just thinking, you don't need this. You don't even know how to ride.
You don't need it. Yeah, and I would have probably gave her a little a citizen's
give her a lesson.
Give her a citizen's ticket for not wearing a helmet. You know, that's against the rules in California. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have like showed her like, hey, when you see a pole, try to go around it. But I think she was living a little wrong. So I mean, it happens.
She had some stuff going on.
She was not the best time in her life.
Also, old people falling. Why do they fall so slow? Like gravity doesn't exist for them when they fall?
Yeah, I have never seen, I don't think, an old person like completely slam to the ground. I've seen them slowly.
Yeah. It's always slow, but like for some reason they defy all scientists need to study this because somehow when they fall so slow, but when they hit, it hurts really bad for them.
Yeah. And then
they're walking out of there with a hip or are you okay?
Dude, they're basically like saggy babies. When you see a baby fall, you're just like, ugh.
I love watching babies fall, though, dude. Not gonna lie, I think
it's adorable.
It is adorable when they like learning to walk and they just tumble.
And you don't want to freak out right away because you don't want to make them think that they just hurt themselves.
Yeah. See, I always laugh too, like when my niece would fall, because I know if I laugh, she'll laugh too. Because you're not gonna hurt yourself falling that. You're 1 foot off the ground. If we're being honest,
and your bones are made of Jello. I think you're good for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird too. Babies, they're literally can't do anything, and they're little.
They're little Jello
mush,
things.
Just little mush. So cute,
like a puppy. At least a puppy can walk.
So cute, though. Man.
That is true. They are cute.
Love me a good baby. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah.
Love me a good little babe.
Does baby smell too? When a baby passes you?
Don't like that.
You don't like the smell of babies?
No, I think that's really weird. And
smell?
and I just don't think it smells good. It smells just weird. It's got and they always get that powdery stuff on their head.
Oh yeah, they're soft.
It's like they're still thawing out from when they left the womb. They're still just left their little man cave in there, and they still got the.
Oh man, I wonder what it was like living in a womb. I wish you could think back then.
Yeah.
Just be sitting there.
Imagine having that memory. Imagine having the memory of like when you were the actual sperm and you're racing to the egg. Like, I'm gonna beat these guys. And imagine remembering that. And like, dude, I remember I was just one hell of a swimmer.
Yeah, just full on going for it.
Yeah, and then you just slowly develop into a seahorse, and then a little blind specimen, and then all of a sudden you got eyes. You get little webbed hands. Disgusting.
Yeah. You come out all slimy.
Yeah. Oh, what's with people? Dude, they're like, oh, childbirth's so beautiful. No, it's not. Have you seen the baby when it comes out? Half the time it's not breathing.
Yeah, that's the reason why they clean that thing up to make it beautiful.
Yeah, most of the time the doctors literally have to resuscitate it because it's got like some cord wrapped around their throat and they got to slap it. Have you seen them slap the baby too? They hang them upside down and slap their back to make them cry. Have you seen that?
What?
Look that up, what they do right when they get out of the womb. Freaking the doctors go in the back and they're like, all right, we got to make sure it cries. And they like just slap the shit out of it.
They got to grab it like it's a pig by its
they hang it up. They're freaking holding their hands and they're just wiping it. Then they're just disgusting. It just smells like vagina, Okay, if you so when you meet the one, okay, when you got your girl,
are we talking babies or are we talking a girl?
Well, no. So I'm getting this. So
I'll take a baby, dude. I'll just grab a baby. That'll be mine.
Yeah, they just lay out there in the hospital. No one's watching them. I'll snag one of those suckers.
You just basically get a baby. They're practically giving them away.
I know. There's so many. Except and now China too. They're now allowed to have 3 kids like each, and
Yeah.
they already got billions and billions of people. Like what? I guarantee I could snag one of those. No one would even turn their head.
Oh yeah, you probably give that baby a good life too.
I'd give it a great life. Teach him the essence of podcasting. I would give the child my old mic. That's how much it'd mean to me.
Oh,
my
yeah,
Guitar Hero microphone.
You would train him to edit a podcast and stuff. Get him
No,
ready
but
for the world.
What I was gonna say is, so when you're gonna have a kid, are you watching that baby come out?
I feel like I would pass out.
Yeah. Have
If
you
I
ever
had to
seen a
watch
childbirth?
No, I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't know if I want to. I'm good
Okay,
with being. I'm
I've
good with
seen
being
a little
in the
bit.
room, but I don't know about watching it.
Yeah, you got to do the moral support, but you got to
Yeah.
stay behind. You know how they always have that big skirt, so you got to stay behind that skirt.
Mhm.
While the
Yeah.
doctor's just in the funny business. But yeah, I've seen kind of childbirth. It was like someone posted on Facebook. Also, not cool.
Ugh.
I go on
No.
Facebook, check in on family, so what's going on. I don't need to see. I saw a childbirth and I saw a C-section childbirth. They
That
just
was enough.
sliced this lady's stomach open, and just a baby's just sitting there. I was
Oh,
like,
dude, C-sections are how they do it. It just
I was a
cuts you
C-section.
right open. Really?
Yeah, I was too big.
I wasn't a C. I came out with the umbilical cord around my neck.
I did too. Or was it me? Yeah, I think it was me. It was either me or my brother. One of us was just blue.
Yeah.
We were just a Smurf coming out.
Yeah, that was me. I was 2 surprises. I was all of a sudden a boy, and then I was also not breathing. So 2 surprises.
And you were 3 surprises too because you weren't planned.
Yep, that's it. That's actually 3. Yep, I got all 3 of them.
Hey, triple threat, baby. Oh, childbirth. The miracle of childbirth. All right. I want to get into this thing that I want to talk about. So this happened, the actual event happened probably, I think it was either earlier this year or like last year, but you probably heard of it. There was a news anchor who was caught spanking the salami on Zoom during a Zoom call. Do you remember that story?
Yep, I do.
So recently it was on Twitter trending. I was like, all right, let's check this out. What's going on? And he recently got rehired at CNN to continue his duties. And he had his apology statement. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about, So he said so the guy's name is Jeffrey Toobin, old Jeffy.
Good old Jeff.
Very old white guy. I'll say that.
Surprising.
And he said his
cranking one down.
That's another thing that I want to talk about. So he said his conduct on the Zoom call was deeply moronic and indefensible. He said, I didn't think other people could see me, but admitted that was no defense. So
that's right, because he didn't know. He thought he turned it off, right?
So here's the thing. He said, I didn't know people could see me. He didn't say that he turned off his Zoom. So he thought he maybe turned off his camera. So that means in a meeting, he's like, this is a perfect time to just beat my stuff, and he's like, I'm going to do this while we're talking about, next week's big headline, but he ended up being next week's big headline. Ironic.
Yeah. I mean,
can you imagine just doing it on, being in a business? So you had a board meeting not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Was it on Zoom or was it in person?
It was in person, but I have a Zoom one tomorrow, so this makes sense.
So imagine you're in a Zoom one and you just like, all of a sudden you're like, yo, this is the perfect time. I'm like, that meeting could have been that long. I'm like, you can't wait a little bit.
I mean, he was old, so maybe it was just like a sudden surprise.
It was a miracle. He's like, whoa, I haven't had one of these bad boys.
And he's just like, You know
A
what?
couple years.
Yeah, when duty calls, you
That
got to
is
take care of
true.
it. Maybe it was like, it's been a while, and he was like, "Oh, this is a friendly surprise. This is nice. Let me just turn off my camera real quick."
See, that's the other thing though. He turns off his camera supposedly. Look, we're on Zoom right now.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn off your camera, it says your name. It doesn't show you anymore.
That's true.
He that means he was still able to look at himself. He's
Yeah, that's
just beating his old meat, man.
now. Here's the
Ugh.
other thing: is there footage of this? Is he locking eyes with the camera like he's looking at somebody,
Yo,
or is it
I
just
got
like he just decided, camera's off, gonna do something real quick, gonna take care of this, so I can
look. I'm
focus
gonna
on the
look that. I'm
headline.
gonna look that up after this. After we get off air. But
Mm-hmm.
if he was looking at someone, now we got other problems.
Oh yeah, and
We got a couple other issues.
I feel like maybe he wasn't just locking eyes. I feel like maybe he was just like, the heat of the moment. He got caught up.
Look, I'm 21. I've been
Mhm.
I've been doing the do for a good time now.
Yeah, doing the do, as they say.
I would consider us we're veterans in that field. We've been at it for a
Pros.
while.
Pros.
Yeah, we're pros. We're starting to. I think we're starting to get closer to our prime. We're not even in our prime yet.
Oh yeah.
So I understand when duty calls. Like when you're in
Mhm.
middle, like it kind of reminds me of middle school. Middle school is like anytime you could possibly do it, you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I wonder if that comes back when you're older. All
Well,
of a
look,
sudden, like
we got to look at it like this. We were talking about the flag football league,
yes,
men getting out there in their glory days. This was basically he was riding the bench. He was the veteran, more of the leader than the player. And then all of a sudden he gets called into the game. He doesn't get called in the game that often. He's going to go in there and he's going to try. He's going to try to shoot. He's going to try to relive the glory days.
oh, that's just so awkward too. Like I wouldn't want to be hired back. I'd be so
No, I'd
embarrassed.
give it up after that. I'd be
Except
like,
here's the thing. I read the comments and there was a lot of dudes like, dude, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I was like, a little bit to be ashamed of, right?
yeah,
You
maybe
you
we should. That should be something to be ashamed about.
you were jerking your thing on Zoom in a Zoom call for a news anchor or a
Yeah.
news meeting.
Yeah. See, the only thing I could say is like, it doesn't happen often. But like at the same time, it's like, hey, buddy, you're not in middle school anymore. You can control this.
You're at least 65. He
Like
looks at least 65.
I think you could turn it off for a little bit. I think
Yeah.
it's fair. I think it's easier to
Postpone
turn
it.
it off when you're that. But I mean,
Postpone it.
maybe he's postponed it before and it didn't work out in his favor.
Or pull the old I gotta go to the bathroom trick. And you go walk to the bathroom and then handle your
Oh.
business. Don't watch yourself in the Zoom like a little cuck. Gosh.
Maybe he's just that passionate about news.
Yeah. Oh, that's a guy that cares. He's
Yeah.
getting employee of the month. I'm calling it right now.
Maybe
He's
it
getting
was
employee
like
of the month.
a hot story. He was getting all fired up, ready to talk about it. Like this is gonna get us a lot of numbers.
It was one of
Yeah.
those adrenaline boners.
Yeah, sure enough, that little bell rung in his ear, and it was like duty calls.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah, it's just
do you think
much.
he should have been hired back?
Well, this is where it gets tricky because you could be like he was working, but he was also at home, and I mean this was
Yeah.
strange times. And
I
he
think
got
that's what they
caught
call
up in
double
the-
jeopardy. Right?
Yeah, he got caught up in the strangest time.
Yeah.
When
Especially
you got an opportunity.
too.
Yeah,
And
you're at
quarantine.
home. You're already
Anything
stressed as
goes.
it is.
Anything goes.
Yeah, maybe that was the only real luck he had all week. He was
Mhm.
probably dealing with some stuff, and it was just like, oh, let me take care of this.
It's probably
This is
one of those.
fun.
It was one of those healthy jerks. You're like, I got to just do this for my health.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm stressed. My boss is all over me. I got
Mhm.
to take care of this.
yeah. It was like maybe like, the universe is throwing you a bone finally.
We got to get Jeffrey
Literally.
on the show. We got to get Jeffrey on the show. Yeah.
Jeffrey,
I'm gonna interview him. Old Jeffy Tubin,
Yeah,
Tunin.
I don't know if that would help him even more than the situation he's in.
Imagine that first day he's back in work. The amount of jokes that are gonna be flying.
Oh, and the
What?
awkward, the people who were in that meeting, everybody, they know what he did.
He's walking down the aisle, and, old Tim, from sales is like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Spanky, how you doing?"
Spanks. What up, Spanks?
Spankster.
There he is. There's that young man.
Hey, did you watch the New York Yankees? Gosh.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a sticky situation.
Oh.
Literally.
Oh.
It's I don't know how you bounce. I'm like trying to think.
He can't bounce back from that.
Yeah, unless he just owns it and like makes his own jokes about it. Like I want to see
Yeah,
him
that's
go on
the only way.
air. I want to see him go on air and just throw out puns.
Yeah, you have to. That's the only way.
Yeah, and then move past it. Then you're good. I feel like everybody kind of gets a pass from this past year.
Yeah, but certain things. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's close to grounds of indecent exposure. I think it's right there.
yeah.
I don't know if his actual shaft was on camera. I think I think he might have been like below, and all that means that's worse. Honestly, I'd rather you just see everything. What's worse is if you just get the top half and you just see like his face, and then you just see the shoulder kind of move. And then you see his eye starts to twitch a little bit or something. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a common thing. I mean, there's people who stream on like Twitch and stuff who get caught for doing things like this and get in trouble.
No way. On
Yeah,
Twitch?
there's been times where people
You're playing video games.
They think they shut everything off, the camera's still on.
How about you just turn your
It's happened to men and women.
Just turn your computer off. Just turn your computer off. Close it if you have a laptop.
You got to close.
Or just go into the other room if you're gonna start to. I saw a few people on Zoom in meetings head to the bathroom and think their camera's off, and then they just put the thing down. And they're just taking a gnarly duke.
Oh, dude.
That's like I wouldn't be that embarrassed about that because if I got a dookie, I got a dookie.
I don't know. That's pretty embarrassing too, as it is.
More embarrassing than getting caught masturbating.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a sticky situation. We wish you the best, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, if you're listening to this, come on the show. You can explain yourself, please. I've been on numerous Zoom calls though for class, like morning class. I just turn my camera off, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder what he's doing." I'm on the toilet. I'm in class, but I'm on the toilet.
Oh yeah.
What are you gonna do?
There's been like board meetings where I have to put my my microphone on silent, and I'm always worried they're gonna hear something.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm like, is it actually turned off? And I'll start talking. I'll be like, can you guys hear me? Are you no? Okay. And then I'm like,
we're good.
I'm in the clear.
We're good.
But then you gotta watch out because people are always trying to catch people in the act. It's
no, and sometimes with the Zoom thing, all of a sudden the mute mic unmutes. I've had that happen a couple times, and it's like weird. Like,
oh yeah.
Oh god, that's burp. I had hot Cheetos.
I have some. Oh, those are never left. Those
That's a hot burp.
Well, yeah.
That was a steamy burp.
I was gonna say I am involved in another spider war in my room.
Those bastards, man.
And last time this was just a little one. I woke up this morning, big one, about like that big, on my wall. Lost it.
You can't
to kill it. Lost it.
You can't be in there. I'd be out of that room.
Oh, I'm like looking around because I'm worried that it's watching me.
He's sitting under your pillow waiting for you to put your head down.
Oh, dude, I already just destroyed my bed. I jumped on my bed. I hit the sheets and stuff, make sure nothing was in there. I'm really worried.
With spiders, I read this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. It was you know how many spiders on average an American eats every year? by accident. Like
I know.
they crawl in.
That's scary. That's what I'm worried about. What's going to happen to me tonight? It went under my bed. It's going to crawl
Yeah.
on me.
So it's I fell into fake news.
Yeah. You did. It'll get you. That's what the internet's known for. No, I've woken up with a spider on my chest right here, crawling up.
Oh, that's so gross.
And I mean, I wish I had the balls that I did at night when I'm just too tired to deal with anything. Because I just smacked my chest and I tried to throw it or whatever, went back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times where I've heard noises in my house and I'll wake up and I'll hear it and I'll just be like, not today, and go back to bed.
Yeah, I've always said if I'm gonna die, I don't mind dying in my sleep. I think that's a cool way to go. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I've heard some scary stuff. Like basically the start of horror movies. It's pretty quiet up here at night. I've heard someone scream before.
Oh, good lord!
Like scream.
Your house is haunted, bro. I'm never coming over.
Like, nope. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Don't have time for this. Got work in the morning. Went back to sleep.
I got work in the morning. Some of us have to work in this. Some of us are working class citizens.
Yeah, excuse me, we're sleeping. Always worried though. Always worried.
Yeah, I almost because football's in full swing for summer training.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still in that commute life, so I have to get up super early.
Mm-hmm.
Almost was late to one of my first workout because I have my phone alarms that go off like from 4 o'clock to like 7 o'clock every 2 minutes. And then I have my big alarm clock, which it's only one time, and I set it like 4:15, and it's super loud, so I wake up right away to that one.
Oh yeah.
But that one, the snooze button doesn't work, so I have to like turn it off. So that one goes off. I was like, all right, 4:15. I was like, I'm gonna get 10 more minutes and then I'll get up. So I turned that one off. I didn't wake up till 5:30.
Oh, what time you have to be down there?
Well, 5:30 is usually the time. I usually leave at like 5:25. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh shit. And luckily like all my stuff's in my locker, so I didn't have to pack. I just had to grab my bag. I put 2 waffles in the toaster, brushed my teeth real quick, threw on some deodorant, grabbed my waffles, just took them with me without anything on them. And, and then I just book it, speeding. So Bell Road.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I usually take to avoid like the little traffic by like Target area.
Yeah.
So Bell Road's closed though. There was cones in front. The car in front of me is like, yo, fuck the cones. I'm going. And they take a left. And so I was like, they can't pull us both over. So I go with them. I was like, no man's left behind. I was like, no man's being left behind. So I'm on him. And, we got the road to ourselves going to the freeway. And I was like, I ended up making it with like 30 minutes. And I flew down there. I broke a record for the amount of distance covered. But dude, that's the worst feeling. Thinking you're late or something.
I've had many moments where I've been late to where I've woken up, like I've slept through my alarms. And then since me and my dad work at the same place, he thinks I'm already awake in my room half the time.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm like up, I'm drinking coffee, getting ready for work, watching a little bit of TV. And so he thinks I'm ready. He comes in like right before he's about to leave and he's all, "Are you going to work today?" Because he wasn't sure if I was sick or something. I jumped up and I went to work in the clothes I slept in.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do,
You got to do, yeah. Sometimes you got to sacrifice things.
Do you guys commute to work together?
Sometimes.
Or carpool?
Yeah, sometimes we'll carpool together.
Is he your superior in the business? Is he higher up than you?
Sadly, he is.
So you got to take orders from him at the house and at work.
Yeah. So I was given this job in his department, I was told by the boss, like, "Hey, I know how these things get. You're going to be working with your pops." And I was like,
"Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know." He's like, "Are you sure about this?" And I was like, Yeah, I think I'm going. He goes, okay, good. I'm just making sure because I know how it gets sometimes. But I mean, it's worked out. I mean, we have days. We have days where we go back and forth, but
Hey, that's father son stuff, you know.
yeah,
You guys ever throw down?
no, we've never. We usually both calm down by then, to where it doesn't get to that point. We boil up to that point, then it just we just step away from each other.
So here's the thing with my dad, you know. So I have a strategy now. Well, obviously I'm 21 now, so you can't really like, was he gonna ground me? You know?
Yeah.
Like, but so when I used to get in trouble or like do something bad,
Mm,
my I would always have my mom tell him early because my here's how my dad's thought process works.
mm-hmm.
So I get suspended at school. I call my mom, of course. I'm not calling my dad. I'm
Oh, you
calling
got
my
to go for
mom.
the mom.
Yeah, you go for the mom. I'm like, all right, mom, I got suspended. I need you to tell dad because when my dad gets that news right away, he
Mm,
wants to kill you. Uh,
yeah.
he
Mm-hmm.
wants to put his hands around your neck. So he's like that for probably about 2 hours. He gets really red faced. He gets really pissed. Then he calms down a little bit. And that's the time that you want to talk to him. You
Yeah,
know, so
that's when you get
like
to
whenever I
talking
would
to.
get, yeah, that's whenever I got in trouble. I was like, all right, I just got to wait this out for about 2 hours. Let him let him digest, you know, let him
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff. And I was like, okay, now we can talk.
Yeah,
He
see,
used to make. He had this strategy. He'd make me write letters of what I did wrong,
yeah.
and I had turned them into him. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
just, what is he gonna grade it? You gonna give me a grade? It was like here it'd be like four things. He's like, I want a paper about what you did wrong, why you or how it affected others, um, something else, and then the fourth one would always be the gut crunch because it'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
is this really what God would want from you? I'd be like, oh, ouch.
Is
Like,
this really how your life's gonna pan out?
yeah, it's like, oh, this one's gonna hurt. Yeah, and then yeah, just turn it into him, and then he's like, all right, cool, and he just throw it in his desk. He
Yeah.
wouldn't even read it. I don't even think.
See, there was process to like me getting in trouble and my brothers. It was always like, mom goes to you, and she's
Yeah.
furious. You know, And then if you don't, if it gets worse, where it gets past that, where you know what, my mom has to call in the military, my dad, then that's when it goes downhill, because it's like mom gives it to you first. If she can't get through to you, all right, you're going with the pops then,
Ugh.
and then that's when it gets even weirder, and
Yo,
you're like, oh no.
that feeling of anxiety, knowing that you got to go see your dad after you got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I wouldn't wish
Yeah,
that on anyone, man.
it was always like it was like the mom was the on the ground soldiers, and then it was like,
Yeah,
oh, this problem's bigger than that. Call in the airstrike.
yeah. There's pops and
That,
then dropping
yeah,
some napalm.
yeah.
No, did your mom ever? So, were you spanked a lot as a kid? Like, or were you spanked a few times? Not a lot. I'm not saying you were like abused or anything, but like, did you have
um,
like a few instances where you got the hand? You know?
I was always very terrified of my mom, so it never got to that point.
Mm.
With me when I was younger, getting yelled at was enough. That would like scare me, and I'd be like, they're really mad. Like that would like be enough for me.
Yeah,
I know some kids that doesn't work for.
that was kind of like that kid. The
Yeah.
yelling, I would kind of instigate it because being the little dick I was, I'd be like,
Hmm.
"Oh, come on, bring it!" And I would even tell my dad, I was like, "Spank me, I don't care." And then
Yeah. See.
once he would actually come and spank me, I'd be like, "Oh no, no, please no." I was all
Yeah.
talk, you know.
I was so scared at that point. If I said that, I would honestly, it would kill me more than it would kill them. If I was just like, spank me, I don't care, because I would be like, oh, you just unleashed something you did not want to unleash.
Yeah, I used to. I wasn't spanked a ton, or at least not that I can remember. There's probably some that I don't remember, like when I was younger. But like the ones I remember, there was only a few instances, and they were always so stupid too. You know, I didn't even do anything. You know, and I get the brunt of it. But I remember my it was I think I've told this story. Have I when I pissed in the car and I got punished for it? Have I told that story on here?
Wait, hold on. you pissed in the car,
Yeah. So, and I get
and
spanked for it.
you're
And I'm a
surprised
kid.
you got punished for it.
No. Okay. So listen, hear me out. This wasn't my fault. You got to hear the full story. All right. I'm probably like 4 or 5, I would say.
Uh-huh.
4 or 5. So, that's pissing age. You can piss your pants and it's like, it might be okay. You're starting to learn potty train.
Mhm.
So I'm sitting, it was my dad's brand new truck. Now this truck, I have another story about this truck that I did to it. It was just a tiny red truck, and the back seats were like the ones that don't even face forward. They're just crunched, and it was a sideways, so
Oh
perfect for
yeah.
like. So I would sit there, and we're in a drive-through at like a KFC, and my brother's in the front seat, my dad's there. They're ordering food, and I was like, dude, I gotta pee really bad. And they're like, they did the from Dumb and Dumber, the just go man, and they were just kidding. But I was like, oh, bet. I was
Oh.
like, bet I'll pee. And I pissed. And then my dad just gets so pissed. I get bear spanked right on the anus, with no freaking, I had a handprint on there. And then my brother had to clean up the piss too. Yeah.
Oh,
And my brother somehow got punished. Everything I did, and my brother got
Mhm.
punished. But with that truck, the first day my dad brings it back, he brings it off the thing, brand spanking new, brings it
Mhm.
home, and my brother's sitting at it playing, and they always called me fat when I was a kid. I was like, I was a little chunky. And I had like these. I was so upper body heavy that my legs were like really bowed because like the weight
Mhm.
was just pushing down. So I saw my brother, and I always wanted to hang out with my brother, and he's sitting in the car, so I come running out with my bow-legged ass, and I come crawling up the thing, and he's looking at like, I think it was like a yearbook or something, and I'm crawling up to see, and I'm stepping on the chair recliner thing, and I'm just
Oh.
putting all my weight on there, and the thing just snaps, and I fall, and my dad's like, within 30 minutes, I already broke part of the car. Yeah,
You just
good
had
old
bad luck in that truck.
Yeah, we had that truck forever. It even came up here, like that was like my brother's first car. It was
Mhm.
so shitty. It would like, if you
Oh.
had anything in the trunk, dude, the thing would swerve. Like the
Yeah.
back thing would tail because it was like so poorly like weighted. But yeah, so I got spanked then. I don't ever recall my mom spanking me though.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
more the comfort. She was more the soothing. After I got spanked, you run to her and you get some loves. It was like,
I'm starting to connect the dots a little bit. I think most most of the reason why I was like terrified if I would get yelled at,
yeah,
because I watched two older brothers do all of that stuff. Do all of like
yeah.
knocking, breaking windows, all this, and it
Mm,
always scared me because I was like, I don't want to be put in that situation. If I'm put in that situation, I'm done for.
yeah.
So I think that's what kind of built to where I was like scared of just getting yelled at.
There was one time I always bring this up to my mom because I was probably around the same age, like 4, and I
Mhm.
was sleeping in their bed,
Oh
um,
boy.
and I was digging my toenails into my mom's like leg when she was sleeping,
Mhm.
and she was having a bad dream, thinking like someone was hurting her. Bro, I wake up in the middle of the night to my
Mhm.
mom just throwing bows down at me, just throwing haymakers while I'm just laying there. And I was like, Mom, what are you doing? And she's like, Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, she's fighting she was in a heavyweight bout, just throwing blows, man. And I'm just a 4-year-old,
What are
just
you doing?
traumatized. I was like, just traumatized. Imagine waking up at a young age and your mother is just curb stomping you into the bed.
Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Oh, that's
I get curb stomped.
oh man. What was
Gotta
it?
love her. Good childhood memories.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, getting kind of off this topic,
Yeah, bring
about
it.
something that we talked about. Remember how we talked about seeing, like, if we ever saw like a celebrity in real life or whatever, and if it was
I
like,
know where this is going.
yeah, well, Dude, I think I saw. So we both said how it was like we wouldn't really freak out like some of these
Yeah.
people do.
It depends who it is.
Yeah, it
Depends what
depends
kind
who
of
it is.
celebrity.
I saw somebody freak out seeing somebody at Disneyland that a man who was probably in his 50s almost in tears. And it made me so uncomfortable. So while I was at Disneyland, probably from I saw well, first of all, I see this group of guys walking up. It's this guy with a bunch of security. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, who is that? You know, everybody's wearing the mask or whatever.
Yeah.
Right away, I'm just like, I don't know who it is. Kind of looks like Jamie Foxx. In my head, I'm like, is that Jamie Foxx?
Like Django.
But I didn't realize how short the man was. So I was
Is
like,
he?
very short,
Like how short are we talking?
like 5'9".
Whoa, I would not
Like
expect that.
I had to look this up because I was like, it looks like him. I was like, that couldn't be him. I was like, guy's way too short. What
Five
confirmed it?
nine.
Yeah, what confirmed it is I was probably from like, probably like me to this like sign right here, like that close. I watched this grown man run up, screaming about how he was such a big fan and please can he get it, almost begging for a picture while this man is just trying to walk, almost breathing hard, almost tears in his eyes, freaking out over it. Now I'm gonna be honest, Django is one of my favorite movies,
Yeah,
but
look, Jamie Foxx, that's a guy that I could possibly freak out if I saw him.
when I
That,
saw him
he's a
and I was
badass.
like,
He's awesome.
you know what, this guy made me so uncomfortable with him
Yeah.
freaking out. I was just like, you know what? Cool that I saw him. Walked away because I was so uncomfy by the situation. Seeing a grown man almost in tears like that, and I
See,
was like,
we're
that
at the
just
age
confirmed
where
it.
uh we could freak out at like a celebrity and they'd be like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
it
okay.
wouldn't be weird,
It's okay.
but a grown man,
Yeah. Now we got
50
problems.
years old, almost in tears, trying to get a picture.
Yeah. Now
That
now
always
I'd be
comes
like, I'd be worried about what this old man's gonna do to that picture or with
right.
that picture. I'd start to freak out a little bit about
I
that.
mean, he was nice. He gave him the picture.
Oh,
Just
good
so
guy.
I honestly think just so the dude would shut up, bringing more
To get him the
attention,
hell out of here, you know?
screaming like on the top of his lungs. But I've never been more embarrassed for a person in my life where I was just like, come on, man.
And you said he had security guards?
Oh yeah.
Like how
There's
many?
probably like 4.
And were they like super big where it made him look even smaller?
Some of them were, some of them weren't. One of them went up to the dude screaming and was like, dude, chill out. He'll take the picture, relax. He's trying to get something right now. Just chill out. And the dude started still screaming, still was screaming. And the security's like, chill, dude, relax,
My
relax. And the
goodness.
dude almost into it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen.
Now
Oh,
he's 5'9". He's short.
he's
What?
5'9".
I would think he's at least like 6'1", maybe.
That's what I was like, that can't be him. He's got to be taller than that.
I'm gonna look up his official height. Is it actually 5'9", or is it like if
It's
it's
got to be.
listed at 5'9", that means he's below 5'9" because it's kind of like the NBA where
Right.
they round up a little bit. Jamie Foxx.
Because I was looking on, I was like, this man is short.
It says 5'9", so he's about 5'8".
Yeah, about 5'8". He rounded up.
That's about 5'8".
Yeah,
Yo,
that was like one of them where I was like,
I would have
damn.
paid you. I would have paid you money to just run up there. Electro, Electro, Electro. Not even like any of his like really good movies. Just Electro. From
Electro, please. Dude, and then the saddest thing too about this is this guy's kid was there too. This 50-year-old man's kid came up and he was like, who are you yelling at? He's like, that's Jamie Foxx.
Wait, how old was the kid? Like,
The kid was probably like, looked like he was 15, 14 around there.
oh,
And the kid
that's
just
just
didn't, the
embarrassing.
kid was just like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
But the
cool,
dad
Dad.
was just freaking. I was just like, come on, dude.
Now, what celebrity would get you like that?
I don't know. I would
I
I
have a
would
couple.
I would be like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard because I feel like I would just try to be like not as loud or like as emotional as possible.
Well, like not even that. I'm not talking like this guy, where obviously
Where you're like almost in tears.
he's a little out of line. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be if I was like a celebrity and that happened, like that's like someone I like. All right, security, watch him, please.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna try to kidnap me. But
Mhm.
um, I'm I'm thinking like that. So like, what celebrities would you, if you saw like you're like, okay, I have to try to get a picture with this guy or this girl.
Yeah, it would. It would also have to. It would also depend on the situation.
Yeah,
Like
where you at? Like,
if
it's got to be like
someone,
venue.
yeah, like let's use that situation for example. He was trying to get somewhere. He was talking to people trying to get somewhere, and you have this dude screaming. Like that. Yeah, that's a situation that, like, if he's just like walking by, whatever, or he's just sitting there like chilling or whatever, then I feel like that'd be a good time to approach. If like he's not busy, but like I don't know, man. I don't want to be that guy, the burden, who's just like, oh my god, and like just like walks up when he's like, say with his family eating
Yeah.
or stuff like that. Like that's when I'm just like, it makes me uncomfy, even if I was like
Oh, you stop saying
over the top.
uncomfy. Just say uncomfortable.
No, uncomfy's the word, man, because it makes me even
Uncomfy.
more uncomfortable.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfy when you say uncomfy.
Yeah, it's my favorite word.
I would say like if I saw The Rock in person, that's
Mhm.
someone I have to at least attempt to get a picture with because that dude's like my favorite
Yeah.
actor,
Hmm.
and like, yo, I gotta try. And
Yeah,
just to
maybe.
see the size comparison, like how do I
Mhm.
line up with them? Like, yeah, let me get a head to head.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Maybe I would react different in a situation like that, because like with Jimmy Fox, like I like Django. That's like one of my favorite movies, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't. And like maybe Electro, but like I don't think I would. I don't know
like
if I would.
Electro,
Yeah,
Electro.
I don't know if that would be enough for me to be like, oh my god, and like be like, I
Yeah,
got to get a picture with this guy.
yeah. I see. I don't think I would ever get like that, where like
Where you're
I'm
like
gonna
screaming.
scream, I'm gonna
Hmm.
scream and get in the tears. No, no one
Oh,
can do
dude,
that for me. I
no, and
mean,
especially
unless it's like Scarlett Johansson or something, maybe.
then
It's
that's when you're
like,
full on screaming.
yeah, I'll go nuts. Even like even Mark Wahlberg, like he's got like some of my favorite movies.
Hmm.
Like he's another one that I'd be like, yo, can we get a picture and like
Oh
let's
yeah.
do the pose, you know?
Hmm.
I'd
Yeah,
even give him my
it's
number. I'm
hard.
like, hey, hit me up if you want to work out or something. Like if you ever need a workout, buddy, you know,
Here's my
whatever.
phone number. Please hit me up anytime.
Yeah, anytime, even at night. You can text me at night. I'll be there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those situations.
Okay, you see Brad Pitt walking downtown.
Hmm.
What are you doing? You
Now, is he just?
that he's just walking downtown. He has a mask on, but you know it's Brad Pitt, so he's like kind of flying undercover a little bit,
Hmm.
and he's just walking around.
Yeah, I'd probably walk up like calmly, being like, "Hey, man, can I get a picture?" I wouldn't do the autograph thing. I feel like is too much of a burden
Yeah,
to
who
be like,
needs? I don't need an
"Can
autograph.
you sign this?" Then you got to get a pen out. Then he's got to take time to sit. Like
Yeah, it's a
a
whole
quick
process.
a quick pic, being like, "Hey, man, huge fan. Can I get a pic?" Like that's a little different. Like
Yeah,
yeah, and if he's by himself, whatever, or he's just walking, not in a hurry,
yeah.
then
You have to at
yeah,
least
probably.
attempt because you know that's Brad Pitt. It's arguably one of the best actors of all
Yeah,
time. You know,
that's
he's
true.
had some of the greatest movies. You know, you
Now,
gotta. Like,
if we're talking
got
about like the upcoming Spider-Man and Jamie Foxx is like crazy good in it, then I might be regretting this whole conversation.
Yeah, he makes a big comeback. He's been
Yeah,
quiet
all
for
of
a
a sudden
little
he's
bit.
like in every single movie, just like
Yeah.
everything, and like it's just
Even
killing it.
like Toby Maguire, like that dude was a big part of our childhood. You know,
Yeah, that would be somebody that'd be like, oh
He
my
is
god.
our Spider Man. You know,
Mhm.
f this Tom Holland kid. You know, he's all right,
Yeah.
but he's not Toby Maguire. If I
Mhm.
saw Toby Maguire, I'd be a little cautious because I've seen him blow up on some people.
Oh, dude, yeah, the
It
infamous
cracks me up every time. Yeah, there's
the
a
car
car there,
one.
but
There's
I
a car.
can't see. I love that shit. I was like, yes,
I
he
can't
still has
take
the
it
black suit on.
serious. Yeah, because when he yells in real life, like when he gets angry in real life, it's just as good as his acting in Spider-Man, where he's yelling like that.
Yeah, I'm like, he still's got the suit on. He's still got Venom with him.
You know what? I think it's a curse of the Spider-Mans. It hasn't happened to Tom Holland yet, but where they've blown up, because Andrew Garfield's had a moment where he's blown up like that when he was doing the Spider-Man movies, where he got all
Yeah.
pissed off. Kind of in the same situation where I think he couldn't see.
Yeah, these damn. Well, dude, you got 100 freaking people flashing flash photography while I'm trying to get in my car. Well, just go home. You got your
Yeah.
picture. You don't need to take 37 pictures hoping that my penis falls out of my zipper so you can get it.
Yeah.
So you can make a whole bunch of money. My goodness. Yeah, that's what they're praying for. They're praying just for some wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, I don't think I could honestly see Tom Holland blowing up, like getting pissed off
Yeah.
like that.
Give
Like,
it a few years. He's young.
Yeah, that's like he seems like he's very like, we'll just be like in a situation where he seems like the type of dude who would just get quiet
Yeah.
and not blow up. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, but
Yeah. I'd say give it a couple years. He's still, what is he, like 20 something, like early 20s?
oh yeah,
So I was like, he's got patience, and when he starts getting up there, he's like, there's no more patience.
even like I'm trying to think of like all the blow ups, like all the celebrity blow ups. Like there's been
Kanye West. Have you seen Kanye West?
Kanye West is that one, yes.
One of them was, I was like, I'm okay with it. The dude was in his backyard.
Yeah, when
he's snapping photos when he's going to he's leaving at like 4:00 to go.
Yeah, and he's all good morning.
Catch a plane. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, dude, get out of my backyard. Are you kidding me? I would have shot him.
Good morning, Kanye.
Yeah, good morning. Just real quietly. Good morning.
Dude.
God.
Yeah, the paparazzi, him and Justin Bieber always have great moments with paparazzi where they just go crazy and give
Justin
them
Bieber's
exactly
out of
what they
feel.
wanted. Oh yeah, where he just freaks out.
Hey, Justin Bieber, he needs to just pick a style and stick with it. Every time I see him, one time he looked homeless, one time he looked really rich, the next time he just looked like a casual, like a Timothy. And then he's got to just pick a hairstyle and pick a clothing style and just stick with it. What's he doing?
It is very sad to slowly watch him change to what he used to be.
Yeah. When did he get hot? He got like hot at like 2007, like when he really broke free.
Yeah, when he was like
baby,
barely 16, I think. He wasn't even 16. Yeah. I don't think he might have been 13.
Yeah.
Dude,
and singing just trash songs too.
Oh, fame like that young, that's never gonna work out for anybody. Oh,
he seems like he's doing all right now. He went through a little patch where it's like, all right, this guy could end up something bad, but it seems like he's like married, isn't he? Got like
he's
married to like a Baldwin.
Oh, that's
I've seen Alec Baldwin. Speaking of Baldwin, Alec Baldwin, I've seen him blow up with someone. He started flinching at the dude. He's like, "Oh, you want to throw down?" He's like, "Really? Let's go." He's like, I was in Beetlejuice. I think I can handle you.
Then another good one that I love is the Quentin Tarantino one. Have you seen that one out in the snow?
I gotta find that.
It gets super weird. He like stops the guy. The guy's like, "Ask what?" He's like, "What is this? What is going on right now?" And then he was like, "Get away from me! If you're just gonna film me." And then he like grabbed the dude's camera and like shoved it. And then he was like, "You just assaulted me." He's like, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't."
I've seen that. I've seen that. Never mind. I've seen that. I saw one where it was Keanu Reeves, but it was Keanu Reeves took the guy's camera and took off running as a joke. Like there's pictures of him running and the guy chasing him. Keanu Reeves, that dude seems like a really cool guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that dude. And he seems like the dude takes like the subway like every morning. He's just sitting there. Imagine sitting next to John Wick.
Dude.
My goodness.
Honestly, since we were talking about people that we'd be like, I have to get a picture with, I'd probably have to get a picture with him.
Yeah, definitely, dude. He's Neo from The Matrix. He's John Wick. And even like not even to mention all his early ones, like when he was
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. I love those movies. Dude, I'd be like, that's totally heinous, bro. It's like, can you just say excellent for me one time, please?
Yeah, people say he's so chill because he doesn't have like any social media, and I'm like, you know what? That might be a good point.
Yeah, he seems like a normal guy.
Yeah, because it's like if you're going online every day and you got millions of followers, it's got to go to the head, man.
See, that's when you know you made it, is when you don't have social media, so you don't have like all these big followings, but you go into public, everyone knows you. That's when you know you made it.
Oh yeah.
You don't need social media.
And I feel like that's the way it needs to be. We need to go back to where we don't know about their private lives and they're just them.
Let's get rid of social media. How about that? Let's just eliminate it.
Let's go
or at least do a cleanse. We need to do a month cleanse. No social media for anyone. Ban it for 1 month. Let everyone live a real life. Go outside. You know, if you're gonna and especially those trolls, if you're gonna talk shit, you gotta talk shit in person. You know, you don't get to do it. You know? You gotta go talk shit to the guy's face.
Dude, it's really hard. I've tried to like quit it just for like 2 weeks, and that seemed like it was forever.
I mean, I don't go on that much. Like, I usually check it like early morning, like while I'm just like sitting there, like gathering my things. Like, I'll scroll. I usually check Twitter. That's like my news. I'm like, all right, World War III happening or something. No, we're good. All right.
Sweet, World War III.
Yeah, I was like, all right, sweet, we're good. And then like I won't check my phone until like later, way late in the afternoon, like before bed, like or something like that.
Yeah, I know when it was like the peak of just the shit show of everything going on, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just get off of it for a couple weeks, see how it feels. And then like you don't realize like the little times that you do pick it up. Like in the morning, I woke up and I went to grab it, and I was all, oh, I don't have anything to look at.
Yeah.
And I was like, this feels really weird.
Well, I mean, although I check it in like the morning and night, I check it like during the day, like if I'm on the toilet, I gotta bring my phone, you know.
Yeah.
Am I just gonna sit there and look at myself in the mirror? Yeah, am I just gonna sit there and look at myself?
No, because I had those moments so much where I was just like the moment, like your downtime, where I was just like, oh, there's like nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like during the day, it was like it felt fine, whatever, just because it was like going through your day, and then it's like once those moments where you're like, you have some downtime, you're just like, oh, well, this is lonely.
Yeah. What time are we at? I feel like we've been going for.
We have 50, boy.
Perfect. I always ask her right around 50. It's usually the norm time. Reed.
It's the mocker.
Where can they find you?
You can just find me on here for now.
Yeah, you gotta bring Hatbox Mountain back. It's making a comeback soon. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do.
I have a few ideas.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet.
I'm not gonna spill the beans on here. You know,
you can't do that.
You can't let the people know your next move. You know, I always got to keep them honest. You know,
throw
a juke move.
Move in silence, like Matthew McConaughey says.
Oh boy, Matthew McConaughey. That's a dude that I'd want to talk to. He seems funny. I would walk up. I already know what I would do. I'd walk up. All right.
all right.
You can find me JJ_man_20 Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. TikTok, I post clips of the show and I do a couple like videos here and there. Go follow this show on Instagram at @theshow_with_Junior. Post clips of the show on there also. Go like and subscribe the show. Tell your friends, spread the folks. And also, I want to thank you guys listening. If you listen on all the streaming stuff or you're watching it on YouTube, you know, views are going up. We appreciate the support and we'll see you guys next time.
Boom. Oh.